to do something. They are bouncing a ball, okay? So if it's, you wouldn't say them is bouncing a ball, right? Now, them's a pronoun, it's just not a subject pronoun. So, and you'll learn those other pronouns later in Spanish, but right now we're going to talk about subject pronouns. Like, give me another one. Suppose you needed to replace my family and I. What would you use? We. Okay, so we is a subject pronoun. So here's what they are in English. I, you, we forgot to mention that one, but you, if I'm talking to you, I wouldn't say, so Sarah. Hey, what are you doing? Oh no, it's gonna go down cold. It's either one extreme or the other, please. So Sarah, if I were talking to you, I wouldn't keep using your name over and over again. I'd eventually turn to the word you. I might use it first to drive your attention. Like, Sarah, how are you today? I wouldn't say, Sarah, how is Sarah today? So when you're talking to someone, you use you. That's another pronoun. So we've got I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Those are our subject pronouns in English. The first activity I have you doing, you could have probably done back in second grade, maybe even first grade. Go to today's agenda, and under subject pronouns, the first one says subject pronouns in English. Okay, just take a second and do just that one. Don't do the Spanish one yet, not until I give you some more. Thank you. Yeah, Gary, you might want to shut that one down. I'm going to show you. Right, so you're doing subject pronouns in English. And what you're doing is you're simply choosing the English subject pronoun that would replace the underlined words. And I don't see Lenny. Are you lost? Oh. Subject pronouns in English? Oh, okay. I got it. You just have to say that. All right. Aubrey, I don't see you, Ann. Are you lost? Oh, no está. Oh, Aubrey, ¿estás ahí? No está.
First one's are messed up.
¿Cómo?
The first one's for that stuff.
First one's messed up? How so?
Which is the sentence doesn't, it's not right.
All right, let me take. I got it right. Read the sentence to me. Because they jumbled it, so your first one might not be her first one.
You and all your friends are welcome to come to the party.
Yeah. Appreciate you and all your friends are welcome to come to the party.
The thing is, it's welcome to come to the party.
Oh, and there's a typo in there. Oh, okay, let me find it. You and all your friends are welcome to come. Ah, thank you, PJ. Muy bien. Anybody see any other typos that I need to fix? Raise your hand if you need another minute. Okay, let me just look at anything you might have gotten wrong. If you don't understand why it was wrong, please ask. Gracias. Salud. These kids are still working, so I'll give it another minute. Victoria, ¿estás ahí? Victoria? All right. Last chance. Please ask me about anyone you don't understand that you got wrong. Because now we're going to do it in Spanish. All right. So go ahead and read. The thing of it is in Spanish, they have more subject pronouns than we do because they have all those different words for you that we don't have. They get very specific with the word you. Okay, here we go. Let me go back to today's agenda. I'm going to click on the where it says subject pronouns in Spanish because I created a nice little table for you for your learning pleasure. And it has them all in Spanish here, English on the left, Spanish on the right. So here's the deal. Most of them are pretty straightforward. But I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in the past, but I want to make sure you understand. You have in Spanish, look at all the ways you can say you. Tú, usted, vosotros, vosotras, and ustedes. Okay? So it's a very clear distinction between you're talking to one person versus more than one. Okay? If you're talking to one individual, it's either going to be tú or usted. And you guys already know the difference between those two. What is the difference between tú and usted? Look.
Proper and then not proper.
Yeah, or I know what you mean, but I'm going to say familiar and formal. Okay, if you're in a familiar situation, friends and family, you're going to use which one, Luke? Tú. If you're in a formal situation, like a job interview or talking to your boss or whatever, or talking to an adult stranger, okay, like you're asking directions, you're going to be your polite self, your formal self, and you would use your state. See.
So if you're talking to like a kid stranger.
Kid to kid is always tú. Always. Okay, kid to kid is always tú. Alrighty? So that's tú and usted. Those are singular. Now on the plural side, these are pretty new to you. On the plural side, vosotros is what you use when you use tú, except now you're talking to more than one person. And, the plot thickens, if the people you're talking to are all female, you'll say vosotras instead of vosotros. Okay? So, vosotros, you're talking to more than one person, you're familiar with those people, and they're either males or males and females mixed. And vosotras is you're talking to more than one person, they're all females, and you're being familiar with them. Okay? So think of vosotros and vosotras as the plural of tú. You with me so far? Then the other one, the last one, is ustedes. Now, ustedes is pretty easy because it's simply the plural of what word? Usted. So you guys already know that usted is used for formal situations. Well, if you're talking to one person, it's usted. If you're talking to more than one, it's usted. Okay? So use this chart that's, oh, sorry, kids at home, I should have been sharing. My bad. Sorry, hold on. Okay. So this chart is at the top of the one that says subject pronouns in Spanish. Okay, use that to guide you. I could have given you sentences in English if the sentence were in Spanish. It's not, but if it were, what Spanish subject pronoun would replace the underlying? I think they're usually people, not always, but usually people. Oh, and by the way, there's no it in Spanish. There's no it as a subject pronoun. So it's just implied. They used to be in Old Spanish like centuries ago. They just dropped it. Okay. So go ahead and do the Spanish subject pronoun, I think. And if you're unsure, feel free to ask. So Aubrey's question is teacher to teacher, formal. That depends on the relationship between those two teachers. Like if the teachers are friendly with each other, they use school. If they barely know each other, they would probably use usted. Good question, Aubrey. Okay, so Aubrey's telling me that you're trying to talk, but my volume is up on the computer. Okay, I don't know why I can't hear you. I had this problem this morning too. I'm not on mute. I'm not plugged into anything. Let me try to send you through the speaker. All right. Aubrey, just say hi. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I can send it through the speaker. Okay, so if you need to talk to me now, it comes through the speaker. You're good. Yeah. No, these are practice. Purely to get you to be aware of pronouns. Yes. Say it again. Hold on 1 second. You're coming through the speaker and it's a little not loud enough. Okay, try it again. All right, I can't understand. It's all garbled. Can you guys understand it? Oh, okay. You understood that, Sarah? Wow. I never connect my Bluetooth, so. All right, I'll take it down to the studio so afterwards. Thank you, though. Thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, my volume's up. Oh, it's the way it's a Zoom problem? Okay, so the mute is not on. I'm not seeing it's under the mute button. Oh, that? Yeah. Okay. In the system?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the sequence. It's ready.
I'm all right. Yeah. All right, so Aubrey, can you hear me? Okay, now I can hear you. Okay, beautiful. So that was it. Thank you, Jay. I never would have thought to do that. Anybody need another minute? Me. Okay, go ahead. That's fine. Let's see what kind of score you guys got. want you to go back and look at does it let you back in and look at the ones you got wrong? You can't, can you see?
Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay, so look at the ones you got wrong. And if you don't understand why it's wrong, please ask.
It doesn't tell you what's wrong, it just says you got a question wrong.
Right, so if you don't understand, like if you just don't understand why it's wrong, to ask. Dan?
So the sentence is David and the girl.
David and the girls, yeah.
No, David and the girl. What would you like to do this afternoon? And I said 2.
Ah, okay, so who is when you're talking to one person and you're only talking about their situation. But we've got David plus somebody else here. So it's like, what would you guys like to do?
Oh, yeah. So it's like a telephone.
Exactly. Good, those are the kind of questions I want. Eli, go ahead.
On question 15 is Pablo and Maria are twins, but they can't be identical twins since Lee is a boy and she's a girl.
Yeah.
I put instead as wrong.
Ah, so what does the word ustedes mean?
They.
No. It's the plural of usted. What's usted?
You.
You. Okay. So ustedes also means you. It's just you're talking to more than one person. But you're right, Eli, you need they. So which they, what is the word for they that would replace the two twins, Pablo and Maria?
They also, yeah.
Okay, but now we know we've got a boy and a girl. So which one of those two would you use?
They.
That's correct. Whenever there's even one male involved, it goes masculine. TJ.
For my daughter, just never mind. I got it. It's right
Okay,
there.
sometimes just saying it out loud makes it click. Anybody else? Lou.
So this question 7 said Miss Sanchez and Miss Rodriguez will be both attending the conference. And I put Rosotros to the phone.
All right, and can anyone guess why vosotras would not be correct? Jocelyn? Exactly. If you're using somebody's title, if you address anybody as Mr., Miss, or Mrs., or Doctor, or Reverend, or Your Honor, or if you're using a title with someone, then you're not on a first name basis with that person, are you? So you're gonna automatically go into formal for that. Okay? That's why, like, you guys call your teachers Mr. and Mrs. or Miss, and we call you by your first name. So teachers talking to kids would be tú, or if it's more than one, vosotros or vosotras. But kids talking to teachers would be usted or ustedes, the more formal version. Okay? Are we good with that? All right. So chicos, and the reason why this is so important, and the reason why I'm spending this time on it, is because very soon, probably Friday, you're gonna get a lesson on verbs and how to change a verb based on who's doing the action. Well, these subject pronouns factor into that. Each of these subject pronouns has its own ending for a verb. So you have to be able to match the ending with the person doing the action. So it's critical that you know who is who. Alrighty? Just put your computers at 45 for a second. Okay? I'm just gonna give a subject, a situation, and you tell me in Spanish what subject pronoun would take its place. Okay? Paco y Maria. Paco y Maria. Grace, what would be the Spanish subject pronoun?
I don't know. I've never
I know the English one.
Okay, what would it be in English?
They.
Yes, good. Now we have a boy and a girl. Which is your Spanish they?
Maybe Ella or Ella.
Good. Ellos, they both ended. Hey, and that's another point. Let's go back. Let me put this chart back up on my smartboard. Share it with the kids at home. All right, so which one would it be, Grace? Ellos or ellas?
Ellos.
Good, all right. So let me just share it for the kids at home because I want to point something out to you about these subject pronouns. Share. Where'd that go? All right. Look at this chart. You can even look at the English side. Okay. You formal, he, she, it. What do all of those have in common?
Singular.
They are all singular. They are all individual. They're one person. Now look at we, you plural, and they. What do they all have in common?
Plural.
They are plural. Now look at the Spanish version of the plural one.
They all end in S.
They all end in S. Okay, so let that help you. Excuse me. C7. Good, how are you? I do. You bet. You're welcome. Mr. Bridgham, with you and your belongings. All right, so the bottom line is like when you say, okay, what's the word for they? And you know it's more than one person, so you know it's going to have an S at the end. Okay? In fact, let's repeat those down here. Everyone, nosotros. Mr. D, yes, Mr. D. Where was I? We're repeating the plural one. Everyone, nosotros, nosotras, nosotros,
Nosotros,
vosotras,
nosotras,
ustedes,
ustedes,
ellos,
ellas,
ellas.
ellas.
Okay, now I'm gonna unplug here. And I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, and I'm gonna give you a situation and you tell me what the Spanish subject pronoun would be. Paco y yo. Paco y yo. Luke,
Never mind.
what were you
Wait.
going to say?
I don't know.
Paco y yo. PJ?
L?
Paco y yo.
It's one of her most.
Jenna. Nosotros. It's one of the we's. Yes, it's one of the we's. Now, because Paco is part of the equation, it doesn't matter that I'm a female, I'm going to say nosotros. Because as soon as there's one guy involved, I have to use the masculine form. Good, muy bien. So it'll be nosotros. We. Okay, let's do another one. Elena. Elena está ausente hoy. Or Gabriela. Gabriela está ausente hoy. Joaquín.
Ella,
Good. The double L makes a Y sound. Ella.
ella,
Ella. Muy bien. How about this one? You're talking directly to your cat. You're talking to, oh, you are so cute. What do you think your you word will be?
Two.
Two. Two. Your cat is a member of your family, right? You're not going to use instead with your cat. Unless it's maybe you do with Mr. or Mrs. Whatever. I'm just kidding. All right, so now you're talking to, here's one. You're talking to your best friend's mom. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Think of your own, think of a really close friend of yours, your own personal best friend's mom. See,
madre,
she's not your mom. She's not your mom. Ava? Say it again. Okay. Justify your reply. Why would you choose to use usted? By the way, you can use both. Both are right as long as you know why they're right. Go ahead.
Because she's older than you and she has ability or something like that.
Okay, so that would be a really good guess. Your own personal, like a really good friend of yours. Do you call your best friend's mom by her first name, or do you call her Mr. Do you call her Mrs. So-and-so?
I call her mom.
Okay.
see, so I was
That
right.
implies, I knew where you were going. That implies that you have a very close relationship with her, that you probably know her a while, right? Is that true? Then you would use tú. So in certain situations, it depends on your relationship to that person. So, however, if you're meeting somebody's mom for the first time, then you would use usted. Okay? Until the relationship builds to a point where you're really close and you're really familiar with that person. Okay. All right, muy bien, muy bien. All right, chicos, so we're gonna work with this more next class, but now I'm gonna move on, I'm gonna switch gears, because I wanna make sure that I give you plenty of speaking practice today within your vocabulary. So going back to today's agenda, let me plug back in again. So the other day we practiced, ¿qué
Guys
clase
on
te
me.
gusta más? ¿Qué
Guys on
clase te gusta más? Who can answer that for me? ¿Qué clase te gusta más?
What class do you like?
Yeah, ¿qué clase te gusta más? Kelsey, ¿qué clase te gusta más? So by the way, open up your horario that you did last class. It'll help you answer these. You'll have the names of your classes right in front of you. Okay, ¿qué clase te gusta más? You know what I'm asking?
Yeah, but
Yeah, good.
we just gonna interest
I'm sorry, I can't hear you with the noise. Go ahead, say it again.
I can't but ciencias and sociales.
Sociales or naturales?
Usually
Which, tell me in English which class is your favorite.
agricultural science.
Agricultural science, okay. So your sentence would sound like this. Me gusta más la clase de ciencias. You know what, I'm gonna make it easier on you. Ciencias de plantas. Plant science, okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier to say. De plantas. Although agriculturales is certainly a word in Spanish. All right. ¿Qué clase te gusta más? Yeah?
Me gusta más la clase de matemáticas.
Excelente, me gusta más la clase de matemáticas. ¿Qué clase te gusta más?
Inglés.
So make it a sentence.
Me gusta más la clase de inglés.
Eso, muy bien, me gusta más la clase de inglés. Reed, ¿qué clase te gusta más? La clase de inglés también. All right. ¿Qué clase no te gusta nada? Clase no te gusta nada. Eva, ¿qué clase no te gusta nada?
No me gusta nada.
La clase de inglés, muy bien. No me gusta nada la clase de inglés. Dylan, ¿qué clase no te gusta nada? Dylan, ¿estás ahí? Excelente. ¿Qué clase no te gusta nada? Do you know what I'm asking, Dylan? Correct. Not like at all. Hold on 1 second. No te gusta means you don't like. So how would you say I don't like? Okay, so la clase de inglés, English class, la clase de inglés. Bien. ¿Qué clase no te gusta nada, Chloe? No te gusta la clase de ciencias sociales. Bien. All right, let me just move this. So my third question is, bien. Oh, yeah. ¿Te gusta la clase de matemáticas? ¿Te gusta la clase de matemáticas? Jake, ¿te gusta la clase de matemáticas? What am I asking?
Something up there.
Yeah, good, you think about that. Yes, do you, it's a simple yes or no question. Do you like the math class? ¿Te gusta tu clase de matemáticas? Excelente. Sí, me gusta la clase de matemáticas. Beautiful. ¿Por qué? You know por qué means? It does mean because, but what else does it mean? What did I mean it as? What would be logical? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué te gusta? Who wants to help you? Go ahead, Liz. Why? Yes. So the word por qué can be a question or the reply. Why? Because. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué te gusta la clase de matemáticas? And now you're going to use because in your reply. I'm going to take away the period from my sentence and I'm going to add because there. Because you're going to tell me why. Go ahead. ¿Por qué? You could say because it's interesting, because I like the teacher. ¿Cómo se dice interesting en español? ¿Ya? Interesante. Go ahead. Bien. There's no it in Spanish, so you go straight to the it. Excelente, muy bien, Jake, porque es interesante. Bravo, muy bien. ¿Y te gusta tu clase de matemáticas? Sarah, ¿te gusta tu clase de matemáticas? Yes, good. Matemáticas. It's a lot of syllables.
Yeah.
Matemáticas. Go ahead. Bien. So Sarah's reply, and you might agree with it yourself. No me gusta la clase de matemáticas. But Sarah, I'm not done with you yet. ¿Por qué no te gusta? Jake, what am I asking when I say por qué no te gusta? Why? Yep. Why don't you like it?
I mean,
Yeah, you're right. ¿Por qué is because it's. Go ahead. ¿Cómo se dice difficult en español? Let's play your new words. Jocelyn, do you know? Keep your vocab list up, guys. Everybody bring up your vocab list. The whole point of this is to try to help you learn those words. TJ?
It's
Difícil, sí, porque es difícil. Muy bien, excelente. Nice job, Sarah. All right. ¿Te gusta tu clase de matemáticas, Braden?
No, no me gusta la clase de matemáticas
¿Y por qué no te gusta?
porque es difícil.
Porque es difícil, muy bien. Guys, are we here till 10:20 or 10:40? 10:20. Oh, okay. All right, so I'll come around with weights. No homework. No homework. We'll just leave it at that for today. So take it home. You are welcome to leave the Zoom. Adios.